Oh, we have a big problem. Well, hello there, my name is HW, and the Tone Junkies are at each other's throat. We had a little disagreement. It was whether a particular amp, profile pack, was a clean amp or a dirty amp. This is what happened.
That's a clean amp.
Ha! No, this is a dirty amp. Watch this.
And they haven't spoken to each other since. Okay, bad theater aside, this actually brings up something that I think about a lot. When I think of an amp in my head, I pretty much can categorize it as like clean or dirty. Now, when I say clean or dirty, I know that all amps can kind of get dirty, of course, right? Like, think of something like a Vox AC30. To me, clean amp. Now, when I say clean, I really mean clean, low gain, overdrive. And then when it gets heavier, the thing that a Vox does is the small transformer sound is there, so you don't have tightness in the low end because that small transformer just isn't delivering that really like headroomy, tight, thick bass that you get. And then it starts to sound very explodey, right? So a Vox AC30 to me, the sweet spot is in the cleans, the jangly cleans, the overdriven, like Sunday morning stuff, think Edge, Streets Have No Name. And then the very, like the more driven Voxy stuff is more like a Noel Gallagher, Oasis kind of thing. Now, of course, you get the Queen sound, the Brian May sound is that Vox all the way up, and he's sort of counteracting that flubbiness in the low end by putting a treble booster in and making it does a thing, right? Then it's a really mid-rangey, just singing lead type of sound. But to me, AC30, that's clean camp, right? Twin, Fender Twin, Deluxe Reverb, even a Princeton. Of course you can overdrive these amps, but they're not what I think of if I need something, I don't want to say rock, because they do rock, but heavy. So what the heck's a heavy amp? Well, okay, Dietzel Herbert, heavy amp. To a degree, like a Marshall Plexi, right? It can go super clean, but I think when I think of a Plexi, I think of the sweet spot of a Plexi, Hendrix aside, of course, Plexis can do everything. But they really can, through a 412, just rock your face off, right? I mean, when someone says the Plexi sound, I really want the Plexi sound, they're usually not exclusively talking about clean. Although there's, of course, like I said, those examples. You start to get into Angus, you start to get into Jimmy Page, and then the modded stuff. To me, Plexi is where like things go like here and higher than this is dirty amps to me, right? Of course you get good clean stuff. Trainwreck, dirty, right? Dirty amp. Those things can be hard to clean up. Dumbles, I mean, those can be all over the place. A Steel String Singer, clean amp. An ODS, I mean, guys, it's called an overdrive special. And anybody who owns one will tell you there are better amps for cleans than an ODS, like that Steel String Singer that I mentioned. But like I referenced at the beginning, the thing that is driving the Tone Junkies apart is this Ultraphonics Modi thing on a 2204. We put out that profile pack, and I put it out. One of the things I wrestle with is, what is the first clip in a demo going to be? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to watch the first clip and judge the amp, right? So when you get something like a Plexi, I'm like, do I go really clean? Do I go really dirty? And the thing about this pack for me was, is this a clean pack or a dirty pack? Like, what is the first sound going to be? It could be Foo Fighters. It could be super high gain. It could be really clean, because I think it does it all sort of really wonderfully. Now, the weird thing about this set of profiles was that there was like a lot of chime. It wasn't a classic Marshall like Plexi clean. There's like chime in the low endy, low gainy kind of stuff. So I ran into this problem of like, how do you even categorize this thing? It's very unique. It's very It's very unique sounding. I don't know what is going on with the circuitry, what the Ultraphonics mod is about. But certainly, compared to another 2204, the cleans just have a completely different flavor. Not sterile, not even in the super scoopy range, but almost chimey Vox type of thing. Listen to this on a Strat. It's not classic Fender. You usually go classic Fender, classic Marshall. That's like, put those sounds together, you got everything, right? This is different. Okay, now to me, that doesn't hit my ear as huge transformer, ton of headroom. I wouldn't expect something to do that type of clean, but then also do super saturated bigness like this. 99% of the time, clean and dirty really makes sense to me, but every now and then it just doesn't. I'll tell you another amp that did it for me was every Trainwreck amp I've played. It does something that just sort of defies what I understand amps to be. The Trainwreck amps, like the Express and the Liverpool and stuff, you can't actually get it clean on the gain knob. It just starts out dirty, and then it just gets sort of more saturated, more sustainy. The only way to clean those things up is to actually lower the volume on the gain knob, which doesn't make any sense to me, because I would think when you have a tube gain stage, that first V1 tube, it's bringing up the signal and it's providing gain. It's a gain stage, right? Lowering the output on your guitar always makes that thing sound like you turn down the volume. Like, for example, if I want the same amount of gain between a Strat and a Les Paul, I turn down the pickups on the Les Paul and I get the same amount of breakup. Whereas the Strat, I can go on 10. Obviously, there's EQ differences in the mid-range. The scoop in the mid-range produces like a different type of perception of how dirty something is. And a lot of times bright sounds are perceived as cleaner. But overall, if I lower the volume on an amp, I can simulate the same thing that happens when I turn down my guitar. But on a Trainwreck, it doesn't work that way. It's like, this thing is gainy. You can only mess with it by messing with your pickups. You can do nothing to lower it here. We don't allow it. It's against the rules. Well, I don't know that we've answered any questions, but sometimes I just make videos to get things off my mind. I've been HW. Thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV.